In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to our first episode of the Honey for the Soul podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Clarissa, and this is my co-host,
Alyssa.
Alright, let's just get straight into it. Our topic for today is pet peeves. Alright, do you want to start us off, friend?
So basically, one of my pet peeves, I think, is when people don't clean up after themselves. To where it's like you're burdening another person because you're not cleaning.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same just because I'm passive aggressive like that, and I'm not confrontational. Or maybe not passive aggressive, but yeah, I'm not confrontational, so I'll put it upon myself, like, I know I should tell the person, like, hey, you should probably clean up after yourself, like, this is your mess, I shouldn't be the one cleaning it, but because I'd rather not let it escalate, I'll just clean up after the person, and I know it's really bad because there should be this, like, communication that happens, especially between, whoever it is that you're asking, whether it be a friend or whatnot, but it's like, I don't know. Confrontation, I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, like, I can't tell someone straight up, like, can you, like, throw away the garbage or something?
And I feel like with you, you get to the point where you're almost there, where I can see it within you, you're just like, she's about to do it. She's about to tell the person, can you do, like, you're about to go full on rage. But then it's like we have this silent communication where it's like, okay, I'm gonna tone it down a bit. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, like, remember that one time I got out of the shower and then I took a long time to get out because I was emptying the drain?
Yeah.
So when I told you guys, I was, like, planning it in my head. I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell them this way. Because if they're both outside. Because I was gonna do it that one day when I took a shower and then I emptied it before. But then I didn't tell you guys because you were in here and then she was outside. And it was, like, weird.
Yeah. I think it's just I need to work on my communication skills because I think that's one of those things that I feel like I'm lacking in, but I'm also good at. Does that even make sense? Like, I'm good with communication on some sense, but then I get really scared when I'm just like, hey.
Yeah, I get scared when I have to tell someone to do something.
Yeah, like, I know it's not like I'm being mean. Like, if you need to tell someone something, tell them it. But, like, especially for me, it isn't just in this scenario, but, like, for example, with teachers, I can't, like, if I have a question, I can't just raise my hand and be all like, hey, I don't understand this, because then I feel that I'm not, like, I'm dumb, because I don't understand it when everyone else gets it, I feel. And then it's the same thing with, like, GSI, like, I can't just go up to a GSI and be like, hey, blah, 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 can we talk, and all of that. Like, I think it's just, I'm not comfortable with people of authority. Is that or it's not even just people of authority, but it's just if I'm not really comfortable with you as a person, I'm just not going to be able to tell you, hey, do this and this, or ask you to do these things, or, like, ask questions and whatnot. So yeah, cleaning.
Yeah, I can't tell someone to be like, hey, can you wash the dishes? Like, no. Like, and also it depends on the way that you say it. Because if you say it, like, kind of rude, then they're gonna take it rude.
Yeah.
If you say it, like, you have to plan out how you say it. Because if you don't, like, sometimes she'll say something, and I don't think she thinks it's rude, but then when I hear it, it's like, oh, she's, like, attacking me.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing, too, is I don't want to attack, or I don't want people to think that I'm attacking them, when it's more like, I'm just asking, like, I'm trying to ask in a nice way, but it could be that they can perceive it as it's not really does that make sense? Like, I'm trying to be rude about it when I'm not really trying to be rude. I'm like really scared to even ask you this. So the fact that I'm asking you is like a huge step for me. But I think it's also, I don't consider that like, because I'm not talking and I'm not communicating, it'll just keep on going and going and going. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why sometimes, like, I'll just be in the mood to tell you or tell someone, like, hey, you need to fix this or you need to do something about this situation. Because I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah. I think it's also, like, if you think about it, like, on the receiving end, because I have been on the receiving end of that sometimes, and you're like, hey, can you clean this, or hey, can you do this and this, and I'm like, okay, so I'm not being very conscious of myself and my actions, and, like, being conscious of, like, if I'm messing up, or if it's, like, my turn to do something, and I should just know that, okay, next time I shouldn't be like this, and I should just be more cautious of, like, doing stuff in order to not aggravate, because I don't want to aggravate you, and I also don't want to aggravate other people that are around me. I just want, like, a nice living situation. You know what I mean? It's, yeah,
and it bothers me when people, like, you tell them to do something, but then they just keep doing it after they've fixed the problem.
It's like, I told you once.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to tell you again.
Yeah.
If you already know that it bothers me.
And, like, especially if you told them once, they gave the confirmation of, like, yes, okay, I understand, I won't do it again. But then it happens again, and you're just like, okay, do I tell this person again?
Yeah.
Do I not tell them? And then you're like, okay, I'll tell them again. And you do it. They give the confirmation, but then keep doing it, and it's just like, I think that with you, that's one of those things, because you don't like repeating yourself, so I know that with you, that, especially when you're telling me something, and I'm all like, yes, and then you say it, and I'm like, wait, what? And you're just like, never mind. Jules does the same thing with me, too, and I'm just like, I apologize. I have really bad hearing sometimes. If you guys mumble, I hate mumbling. Like, that's another pet peeve. Like, don't mumble, because I don't read lips, y'all. Like, I can't understand. Just say it to me. Clearly. Articulate. Yeah. So cleaning, one pet peeve.
That one I could go for days.
Yeah, I could, yeah. Because I think it's just, cleanliness is just, as they say, cleanliness is next to godliness. You don't want to be in an environment where it's dirty. It stinks. Like, how can you focus? Like, I can't focus when I know things are dirty. It's just,
me either.
Like,
I have to clean it.
I'll just be doing work, and then I realize, like, in the back of my head, oh my god, I forgot to take out the trash. I didn't do my dishes. I didn't do this. I didn't clean this. And then I'll be all like, you know what? Fuck studying. We're just gonna go straight into the cleaning. I don't care if I have to do, like, a few hours of clean. I'll clean. I can't.
Oh, also, you know what bothers me? When someone sees a mess, right? Like, what if it's on the floor? And they just step over it. But it's their mess. Like, they just don't want to clean it. And they just step over it.
No.
That bothers me.
No. I think I learned these things that we're talking about now as, like, our pet peeves. I think I've learned because I've done them myself before while I was at home. And I think it was a very good, like, learning opportunity, especially from your parents, because, like, I would get lectured on that. Like, returning things back to where they were, I would get lectured on that a lot, because I would just take something and then forget to put it back, and then my dad would be just lecturing for a good hour, and you think he's done. You think it's dying down, the lecture. Nope, it's gonna start up again. I'm like, okay, so I can't do that. So I learned, like, return things where you put them, clean up after yourself, like, I even got in trouble because dishes, like, me and Jules were fighting over dishes. It's like, no, it's your turn. It was like, no, it's your turn. It's like, you should be happy you're even doing dishes, because if you're not doing dishes, that means you didn't eat. You know, you didn't have something to eat at home, you know, that had to be put on a physical plate as opposed to, like, a takeout box or something like that. So, yeah, I think also from you, I also got some cleaning lessons, or not like lessons per se, but, like, I'm more conscious of keeping things clean, because I know that you're very you're like a clean freak.
Yeah.
You like everything clean. Like, we need to do this. But I think it's better, too, because I actually like it after we clean and we're just relaxing.
Oh my god, those are my favorite.
And it's so clean, like when we're journaling and then the sun's out and the birds chirping and you just right after you clean that, like, this house is clean. Mm-hmm. The feeling.
Yeah, I like feeling light after you clean and everything's so neat.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. I didn't realize it, like, even at home when Jules cleans, I didn't realize how good it felt right after when you're done with all the cleaning and you're just sitting, relaxing, and you're just like, dang, that looks really nice.
Like, even if it doesn't look clean because it's, like, seeped in or whatever, even just knowing that you cleaned it. Yeah. Like, our counter here, it's dirty, but even if you, like, bleach it or something, you just feel good about it.
And there's another thing with knowing it's clean, and another thing that it just looks clean. Because, like, you know how in houses they look like they come out of a magazine and it's all clean and it looks clean, and then you look at a normal person's house and it looks so dirty and whatnot like that. Because, you know, obviously that house is lived in. People live in that house, as opposed to the magazine home where it's there for just show. And for all we know, hella people could have been going in and out with their dirty shoes and just touching everything with their dirty hands. And it's just, at least in your own home, despite you knowing that there's so much clutter, right? It's still clean because you wiped everything down, you bleached, you washed, like, it smells nice. It's just, the atmosphere just seems so light and whatnot. Yeah, cleaning is just,
I like cleaning. I feel like it's therapeutic. Like, I think the reason that she's always stressed out is because she doesn't take the time to do her dishes. Like, because whenever I wash dishes, that's kind of like my therapeutic time. Like, I'm just looking around, scrubbing, and it's just, like, calming to me.
Yes, same. However, I must also say that I think what's therapeutic is the aftermath.
Oh, that too. Because I don't like a chaotic sink.
Yeah. I don't like coming home to dirty dishes. Because I used to come home to dirty dishes. Like, I know this is gross. This is, like, extremely gross. But, like, so we would leave to the Philippines and there'd be a dirty dish that we just had no more time to clean.
Oh, I think you told me about this.
And I think it was the dish that had stuffs in it and it just molded. And then you open it and the stank just wafted. Not only to your nose, it just, like, burst out everywhere. And I was just like, no. And that was, like, however many months. And I was just like, we are not doing this ever again. I'm doing dishes regardless, like, oh gosh, the cleanliness. It's just, I cannot. It was just, I can picture it right now. It was gross. Like, can I just throw away the dish because it's too much? Do I Clorox it? Oh, no. Yeah. I don't remember what we did with that. I think we threw it out, but
I would too. I would too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Do you have another one?
Another pet peeve. I'm just thinking of, like, last year, old roommate Lokare, and how what bothered me about her.
Oh, I have one.
What?
One is banging. And then another one is the whole crinkling with plastic.
Oh, yeah.
And I've said this to you before, and I've also said it to the other one, to our other friend. And sometimes I do it too, but I'm also conscious because I don't want to be a hypocrite and be all like, I hate plastic crinkling. And then I'll just crinkle. Anytime I have something with plastic, I'll just keep crinkling and crinkling. Like, I realize that when I say things bother me, especially, I try not to do it to others because I know it bothers me. Like, I don't want to bother anyone else with my, with my mess. Yeah, just, let's talk more about the banging part, because I know that with you, that is also another pet peeve that you have, is banging.
Okay, so if someone bangs, like, drawers, I can't do an example because I don't have drawers here. Like, if someone bangs loud drawers, like wood drawers or something, like, you need to be conscious that you are banging something and other people will hear you.
Yeah.
It's different if you're alone and you're banging stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're with other people and you don't know if they're awake or not or something. Like,
or even if they're just studying.
Yeah. Like, I don't even bang it when she's outside doing work. Unless I'm, like, pissed off at her because she needs to know sometimes. Once
again, I think this is also from experience, just because I remember when I used to bang. And I would bang my door. I think it was in middle school specifically, when I just wouldn't get along with my dad. And so every time we'd argue and whatnot, after the end of that, like, I would just be so irritated, I would go to my room, and then I'd bang the door.
Yeah, I do that.
And that it would just aggravate him even more, and then he'd yell, and then I'm like, I realized that now looking back on it, not only would I bang the door, but immediately after I realized I had to lock it. Because if not, he's gonna open it and he's like, did you just bang on me? Like, he gets so mad because he actually told me why he was irritated with that. And it was because he was actually with his uncle, like he was staying over with them. Because he just got here to the States and he didn't have a place of his own yet. So he would sleep on their couch. And he would have his uncle would have the graveyard shift. And he would come back and Dad's still sleeping on the couch and he would bang everything. So Dad doesn't like banging. So when I started banging, he got mad at me because he's all like, that's disrespectful. You're not considerate of everyone else. And then I realized that too when it happened to me with our roommate, Locaret. And she just banged.
Yeah.
And it sometimes in the middle of the night, because she would come back from a party.
Or sometimes she would, like, change clothes in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's like, because I would check the time, and it would be like 2 or 3 in the morning. And you would just hear a bang. I was like, what? What happened? And then I would just like, oh, there she goes again.
Yeah.
But, like, the first time it happened, I think I got scared. Like, my heart started pounding a bit because I was just like, because you just woke up all of a sudden because someone startled you out of sleep. So it was just good thing I didn't scream, because I'm pretty sure I would have woken you up. And I don't know if you woke up because of her or if you were even there. But there was that. And then there was that one time where she locked herself out because she forgot her key.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was. I was thinking of not even answering the door. Because I was like, who the heck is banging on our door in the middle of the night?
Yeah. And I got scared because I was like, I'm not opening that door. And I don't know if I looked at you, if we even looked at each other and was like, are we opening that door? Are we going to open that door? And I don't know if you got out or I think I opened it. Okay.
Because you're on the top.
Yeah. And what did I think we opened it because we heard her voice and was like, hey, I locked myself out. And was she drunk?
No, I think she was sleeping and then she just came out.
Oh, I think she has to go to the bathroom. Yeah. Oh, okay. But it's just, banging. It's just,
even, like, that one time that really pissed me off, where I was like, I need to tell her, is when she was, I'm talking about Locaret, when she was doing laundry, and then she decided to put her clothes away when I was sleeping.
Oh, yeah, because she does it late at night, like around 11 or whatever. Yeah.
So she decided to put her clothes away when she was sleeping, and, like, I would just hear drawers, like, bang, bang. Like, can you chill, please?
It's too late for this.
Yes.
I need to go to sleep. I have an 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
Consider your roommates, man. It's just, I think it's interesting because if we could talk forever from our experience with our old roommate, because she was such an interesting character. And I think you'll hear us talk a lot about, like, oh, we know so many interesting characters. When you're at Berkeley, there's a lot of interesting characters.
Yeah.
Like, within campus, out of campus. It's just, even people we know, sometimes we're like, yeah.
They're an interesting character.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's just, it might be their personality.
Yeah.
But I also think it's just, maybe they pick up things and they don't realize that they pick up these mannerisms or whatever, and you're just like, why did you pick, of all the things you could have picked up, you had to pick up the ones that just irritate people so much. Like, yes, we get irritated with things, but if you think about it, I'm pretty sure if anyone was in our situation, if you heard banging and you were asleep, you would wake up so angry. Unless you're that deep of a sleeper. But how deep of a sleeper can you be to not hear banging after it's been banging for like 5-10 minutes already? Like, I don't know. It's just, that's one.
It also bothers me when you don't do something to someone, but they do it to you.
Yeah.
Like with, I don't know a good example, but I know I tell you this.
I think it's the banging. It's like, you could say that with the banging.
Oh, okay. So, like, an example would be that, one of us is sleeping.
Yeah.
And then the other one is just really loud when they know the other person is sleeping.
Yeah.
But then the other person that's sleeping never does that. I'm confusing.
No, like, yes. I understand what you're saying. It's like, for example, you know that I don't, like, is it when you physically know that this person is, like, they don't like it? Like, for example, I don't like crinkling plastic.
Oh, okay. I have a better example. Okay. I'm gonna just use this roommate.
I apologize.
No, but that's also a pet peeve.
Yeah.
So, when she is sleeping, me and you are like mice. We're hella quiet. Okay?
It's like we're walking on eggshells.
Okay, but when we're sleeping, she just bangs uncontrollably. She bangs the fridge. She bangs her dishes in the sink. She bangs the dishes in the dish rack. She bangs her cabinet.
Yeah.
Like,
I know this is... I'm also irritated with this because sometimes I'll wake up and I'm just like, dang it.
Oh, she also bangs the front door.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dang it, I want to wake up because I want to wake up, not because something woke me up. But I think if we're playing devil's advocate just a little bit, you can kind of say, like, she's doing all that because we have a door.
Yeah, but then the thing is, she acknowledges that the walls are thin.
Yeah.
Because she called us out one time. She was like, hey, can you guys, like, lower down your laughing?
Yeah.
Because the walls are thin. But then you don't acknowledge that there's another side to the wall that's sleeping.
Yeah. I don't think she realizes that, like, or she does, because she knows that we sleep late and we wake up late.
Yeah.
Because obviously if you sleep late, that means your clock's going to be moved up. So you're going to be sleeping late, and then obviously you're going to wake up late. So I think it's weird at the fact that she really doesn't, like,
she's not considerate.
Yeah. The inconsideracy, if that's even a word. I think I just made up my own word. But, like, yeah, she's not, she doesn't take other people's, like, she's not considerate. I guess that's just the right word, is like, and not to say that we don't get along. We do. It's just, sometimes
she's like, locaret.
She just does things, and I think we've told her the things that we're just like...
Yeah, we've told her, but we're not like, hey, can you stop doing this? We've just told her, like, in general, we do not like banging. Because we've talked about our experience with the last roommate and what we didn't like about her.
Yeah.
But then sometimes she does the things that we do not like about the old roommate. And we told her that already.
I feel like this is a rant.
And
it's not that we're being mean and just whatnot, but it's kind of... I think we're all flawed in that way. I think there's some things that I do that irritates you, and then would possibly irritate her. And I just don't know because you guys don't tell me. And then I think there's also, if it's right with you that you think there's things that you do that you think would irritate me, and vice versa her. So I guess we all have our problems. Not to say that we're perfect like that. Like, we're the perfect roommates. No. That's taking things out of context. We get along. We know how to, I guess, talk with each other, kind of, but we're just not there yet in the, roommate relationship where we can just freely tell one another things and not feel like it's out of place to say what needs to be said. I think at least for me personally, I know that I'm not there yet where I can physically tell someone what they need to fix if it's bothering me so much. If anything, I'll just take it upon myself to just fix the problem and just get past it. But I know that's not good because I'm not letting the other person try to grow from that mess that they're doing. You know, they're not growing as a person in terms of they're fixing things that people see that live with them that they could change, that they can improve upon. Yeah.
Okay, also, I think it's really funny how I get irritated for you.
I know.
Like,
why is that even a thing?
Like, that one time when we were sleeping on the couch, and then she was, like, crinkling, like, some type of plastic. Okay, she was, like, eating candy, and then crinkling the plastic, and she was, like, chewing, because it was gummy candy, so I can hear her chewing, too. And then she was crinkling, right? And I'm surprised you didn't hear it, but I was like, dude, you know, and she's told you this before, she does not like crinkling when she's sleeping.
Yeah.
Why are you crinkling?
You know what it is? I'm surprised because I know I mean, you were obviously there when it happened, when we were sleeping in the lounge, and the people were just hella noisy, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna let it slide because there's parents that are coming in, and these are tours, but then those two that were actually living, like, within the building, and they were just... The boys, and they were just heck loud, and I just got up and was like, you guys are so noisy, in Filipino, and I was just like, they looked at me, and I looked at them, I gave them the look, and was like, you know
did
what?
Did they quiet down?
I don't know if they did. I think one of them felt kind of bad.
Okay.
But the other two just are like, they did whatever. But I'm surprised I haven't done that here.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't woken up so irritated and so pissed off that I was just like, you're so noisy, why can't you be quiet?
Yeah.
Like, I only ever go to sleep or take naps, like, every once in a while. LOL, I take one almost every day. But, you know, like, it's just, you're not considerate. I'm just trying. Like, what if I wasn't feeling good? And,
yeah,
you know,
like that one time that in the dorms, when Locaret came in and she didn't know you were there, and she was, like, banging stuff. I think you told me.
Yeah. I think it's just because within that room specifically, you couldn't really see if, like, you were on the top bunk, if someone was there. I am kind of small. I'm petite. Like, so, I don't think she saw me, but I think that was, the day, too, that I got my period, and I had a major headache. I didn't end up going to class because I couldn't just handle it. I think I had a headache, I had my period, and I had major cramps, and... I mean, this might be a little TMI or whatever, but I know with me especially, depending on what I eat that month, or like if I haven't had my period for a while, when I get it and I wasn't eating right, I'll get these majorly bad cramps that even Tylenol won't fix. And usually that means I'm out. I'm not going to class. I'm probably going to be staying in, and I'm probably going to be taking a nap because yeah, I'll be taking a nap just to get rid of the pain or whatever. And if that happens here, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna yell. Because, yeah, I'm in pain, and I don't want to be woken up from a nap that I'm trying to get rid of the pain from, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Anything else to add, my dear? None? Heather.
I mean, like, I have a lot of pet peeves, but I feel like those are the most interesting ones.
Really? I'm pretty sure we can find more interesting ones.
Oh, you know what also pisses me off?
Just randomly just gonna...
Hair on the floor.
Okay. This goes back to cleaning.
It does.
It's just everything revolves around cleanliness. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's hair on the floor and you're stepping in it, or you physically witness it or see it, feel it on your toes, I don't know. Just clean it. Hello?
I'm sorry. I'm laughing, but I understand your pain, but I just feel like within the both of us, I feel like you're so easily aggravated with these things, because I think you just have it's not that you have less patience. You could have less patience, but it's more like, again, Bruh.
It's not my hair either, by the way.
Like, it's not mine either.
Yeah,
I have,
it's not hers.
of all of our hairs, mine is colored, so I would know if it was mine. I'd be like, oh, that's mine. I should clean that. But, yeah, we ranting. Oh my god, we ranting. It's just rant on rant. And I think it's just because, are we clean freaks? You are. I know you
I am, but then, like, it takes me a buildup of things to get me mad.
Yeah.
About something not being clean.
You also get irritated for me. And it's funny that you do, because I think it's just, really?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with our second episode. Alright. See you.
Bye!